Ready? Good evening. I am calling this council meeting to order for August 26, 2026. This meeting was advertised pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 through 10:4-21. Adequate notice was placed in the official publications for the Township of Monroe, i.e. South Jersey Times, Courier Post, and the Sentinel of Gloucester County. A copy of that notice is posted on the bulletin board at the municipal complex. Please note the clerk has placed a sign-in sheet at the rear of the courtroom. If anyone would like to address council during public portion, please sign in, raise your hand, and I'll ask you to come forward to the microphone. Kindly state the name and the town you live in for the record. In addition, please note this meeting is currently live streaming on the township's YouTube channel in accordance with Ordinance 056-2024. A link for the copy of this recording will also be posted on the township's website for the public to view at their convenience. Please all rise for the salute to the flag and remain standing for the invocation. Councilman Pope.
Oh, that's me. Sorry. Summertime, sorry guys. As we gather here today as the leadership of Monroe Township, we pray that we are ever mindful of the responsibility we have to render service to our fellow citizens and to our community. Keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas, and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us strive to continue to make Monroe Township a successful community and lead with truthfulness, trust, and good character for the residents of Monroe Township. Amen.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Council President, Mrs. Adams?
Here.
Mr. Cope?
Here.
Mrs. Fox?
Here.
Mr. Heverly is excused. Council Vice President, Mr. O'Reilly?
Here.
Mr. Rossi?
Here.
Mr. Valentine?
Here.
Mayor Wolf?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Kurz?
Here.
Solicitor, Mrs. Grace?
Here.
Business Administrator, Mr. Dehart is excused. Director of Code Enforcement, Mr. Sebastian? Director of Community Affairs, Mrs. Park is excused. Director of Parks and Recreation, Mr. Bruno is excused. Director of Public Safety, Mr. Rumpf.
Here.
Director of Public Works, Mr. Delks is excused. Director of Real Estate, Ms. Pizzatski is excused. Acting Chief Financial Officer, Ms. McBride is excused. Police Captain Gavinelli. And myself, Deputy Municipal Clerk Jen Harbison here.
Thank you. Next, I turn this portion of the meeting over to the mayor for appointments.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I have basically one appointment to the Planning Board. However, there's going to be several moves. We have a vacant position on the Planning Board, so the alternate position, alternate number 1, Anthony Fratarelli, will move to the vacant position expiring 12/2026. That will then vacate that alternate 1, so we will move alternate number 2, Matthew Scardino, up to the alternate 1 position, and I will appoint Eric Fuder to the alternate 2 position on the Planning Board. That'll be all my appointments. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a certificate of recognition for the 2026 International Street and Ball Hockey Federation U18 Men's Championship Gold Medalists. Do we have anyone here from the hockey team? Okay.
So are we waiting on anybody, or? Just pulled up, okay.
Coming in.
So do we want to skip to the next items and then go back?
Okay. Next, we have matters for discussion. Is there anyone in council that has any matters they'd like to discuss? Seeing none, moving on. Do we have any questions regarding resolutions scheduled for this evening? Seeing none. Questions regarding ordinances scheduled for this evening, for the council meeting? Moving on. Approval of minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of May 27th, council meeting, June 24th, council meeting, closed executive session June 24th, and the council meeting of July 22nd, 2026.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Jen, I think I need to excuse myself from the council meeting of the 24th and the closed executive session.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Jen, I as
Same.
well for the July 22nd.
Yep.
We have no correspondence. Mayor, is everyone here? Do we want to move on to resolutions? They're here. Okay. Can we have the members of the hockey team come up to the podium, please?
So good evening, everyone. Welcome, and thank you all for attending. Why don't you guys come right up here? So these three young men and another individual, and I'll give you each of their names, Brady Gabriel, Ian Basilio, Gavin Ambrose, and Eric Stief. They're here for a reason, and they played in on a USA team Olympic outside of our country, and they happen to win the gold, correct, boys? So they're here this evening so we can give them certificate of recognition. All these individuals reside here in Monroe Township, and we're very proud of their accomplishment. And the certificate of recognition reads, "Be it known that the mayor and the council of the Township of Monroe in the county of Gloucester in the state of New Jersey hereby awards certificate of recognition to Brady Gabriel, Ian Basilio, Eric Stief, and Gavin Ambrose in recognition of earning a gold medal in the Ball Hockey World Championship in honor of your outstanding achievement in representing your community and our country at the World Championships in Slovakia, and for earning the gold medal through exceptional dedication, teamwork, perseverance, and sportsmanship. Your inspiring comeback victory in the championship game, overcoming a 3-1 deficit and securing the win in overtime, exemplifies the determination and character that define true champions. Your accomplishment reflects great credit upon yourself, your families, your coaches, your teammates, Williamstown High School, and the entire Monroe Township community. Congratulations on your gold medal championship and best wishes for continued success in the future. Presented this 26th day of August 2026, signed by myself as mayor, our council president, Councilwoman Denise Adams, Council Vice President Patrick O'Reilly, Councilman Brian Cope, Councilwoman Caroline Fox, Councilman Donald Heverly, Councilman Al Rossi, and Councilman John Valentine. What a tremendous accomplishment to go overseas, and there's 2-3 minutes left in the game. You guys make this outstanding comeback. We'll be down 3-1 in the last couple minutes of the game. They come back tied up and then winning in overtime. But a true credit to the determination and perseverance for all four of you. We just appreciate that you represent not only our community, but our state and the entire United States. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Great job, guys. Congratulations.
Okay, moving on to resolutions. May I have a motion to open public portion for resolutions scheduled for this evening?
Motion.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Is there anyone wishing to speak on resolutions scheduled for this evening? It's about resolutions.
Yeah, I'd like to,
Oh, please state your name and town.
Everett Davis, The Greens, Williamstown. These are ordinances and resolutions. All of them basically have to do with, excuse me, redevelopment, being made redevelopment zones. So I start with ordinance 034-2026. This is about the abatement. The abatement for the person building a house
Where's he at?
Hold
and
on
then
just a moment.
selling the house.
For you means from 20,
We're on resolutions right now.
I believe I asked the last time, was the abatement automatic?
We're talking about resolutions right now. The ordinance
Okay.
public portion will be following.
Okay, I'll pop right over to resolutions then. Okay, 269-2026. This is about an area in need of redevelopment. Has this land already been purchased by a developer?
This is North Tuckahoe Road. It's been purchased by a private entity.
This would be block 12503, lots 16, 17, 18, and 19.
Do you want to answer that? It's been purchased by an entity.
It has been purchased already.
Somebody owns it, not the township.
Okay. Now, are they selling the property after it becomes in need of redevelopment?
I have no way of knowing that, sir.
Okay. The reason I'm asking these questions, before Monroe Township designates another property as a redevelopment area, residents deserve clear answers about why the designation is necessary, who benefits financially, what additional development it could permit, and what long-term costs taxpayers could inherit it. First question would be, what does this property, or any of the ones that are up for redevelopment on resolutions tonight, what do these properties need to be designated as redevelopment areas? Reason I ask, if the property can be developed successfully under existing zoning, council should explain why extraordinary redevelopment powers are necessary. Next question is, what exactly is being redevelopment? Is it an abandoned building, contaminated industrial property, deteriorated commercial area, or a genuinely distressed site? Reason I'm asking is residents understandably associate redevelopment with rehabilitating areas that actually need redevelopment, so council should explain exactly what public problem this designation is intended to solve. Next question for all of them, has a developer or property owner requested or encouraged this redevelopment designation? If so, who, when, what meetings occurred, what was requested? And the reason I'm asking is residents deserve to know whether this process originated as a township planning initiative or because a private developer wanted redevelopment status. Next question, is there already a developer interested in the property? If there is, identify the developer and disclose what type of project has been discussed. And the reason this matters is council should not ask residents to evaluate a redevelopment destination without understanding what development may actually follow. Because there are things like tax abatements, pilot programs, and so forth that sometimes come upon with these redevelopments. If so, let's say there's a builder interested in these lots, which is going to be adding houses to our area. It being a redevelopment area, just like this one guy here that's getting his house that being built, he's getting a tax abatement. Is that tax abatement automatic in a redevelopment area? That's why I was led to believe at last meeting, that's why the guy is getting a tax abatement.
Can I address the tax abatement question specific?
Just in regard to your prior concerns as to the redevelopment plan, sir, what this resolution does is it sends it to the planning board for a preliminary investigation. So
Okay.
your concerns are noted, they're on the record. You're more than welcome to also attend the planning board meetings to undertake whatever concerns you might have at that juncture as well.
Okay, great.
Go ahead. Are you done, or can
Oh,
council?
no,
I was
I'd
just
like
going to
this
address
answered,
the
yeah.
abatement question. You used the word entitled. it's qualified under the current rehabilitation zone that was established in 2017 or 18. It qualifies.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking
That
is,
single-family home.
if a developer comes by in the same area and wants to put, let's say, 400 homes up there, would he then,
Absolutely not. A developer, and I'll step right in and say it, a developer's agreement, by no way, shape, or form, is there any automatic on an abatement. I can name 10 developments in this neighborhood that are ongoing that don't have abatements.
okay.
So, and they're under redevelopment from a previous nomenclature. So there is no developer agreement equals abatement. There's a full abatement committee that are representative of 3 people in this council that review each and every individual request that comes in.
Okay. Because I noticed on this one, he is an LLC. Is he building this house that is getting this abatement?
We're on, you want to shift to the ordinance. I think-
Oh, sorry, my bad.
And listen, I'm ready to, more than willing to have the conversation. Let's just shift
Yeah,
that.
there's so many here. Okay,
Yeah, we'll
back
shift that
to,
one to the ordinance discussion.
back to the redevelopment. Because there are a lot of questions about this, and I know a lot of people have questions, because, people think, would the property still be developed without the redevelopment designation? And, the government should demonstrate that the designation produces a genuine public benefit rather than simply making an already viable development more profitable. And what development is currently permitted on the property. We learned with the Hexa thing, that started out originally when that was deemed a redevelopment area, that was supposed to be senior living, nursing home, and so forth. And now we're in a lawsuit for a data center, which I know you can't comment on, but, what gets termed a redevelopment area or rehabilitation zone, we got to look at what happens down the line with it, and what can happen. And I got, what additional development rights could a redevelopment provide? Could a redevelopment plan ultimately permit more houses than would normally be permitted on the land? Greater density, taller buildings, warehouses, industrial development, data centers, larger commercial development, reduced setbacks, greater impervious coverage. The reason I'm asking is council should disclose the maximum reasonable development potential, not merely describe the project currently being discussed. And will council guarantee that real redevelopment will not be used to increase residential density beyond existing zoning? And again, I'm asking because additional density can increase the property's development value while simultaneously increasing traffic, school enrollment, and infrastructure demands. And how much additional value could the redevelopment designation create for the property owner? Has the township calculated the difference between the property's development value under existing zoning and its potential value under a redevelopment plan? If government action creates millions of dollars in additional private development value, taxpayers should know what measurable public benefit they receive in exchange. That's all I have on redevelopment. I'll hit that other one when it's time to talk on ordinance.
Sounds good.
Anyone else? Anyone else wishing to speak on resolutions this evening? May I have a motion to close public portion for resolutions?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? May I have a motion to bracket Resolution R 258, 2026 through R 279, 2026?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm opposed to 269 and 273.
Okay. May I have a motion to approve Resolution 258, 2026 through R 279, 2026?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed to R269 and R273.
Okay. And Madam Clerk, I recuse myself from R 261, please. Okay. Moving on, I turn this portion now over to Councilman O'Reilly.
All right. Excuse me. Thank you. Let me get some more water. Can I get a motion to open public portion on the ordinances scheduled for second reading?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none? Second reading, right? Which ones are second reading?
33, 34,
Which one, sorry?
33 and 34 are second reading.
Which one?
33?
I don't have,
34.
I don't have, oh, okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry. Okay. Anyone, sorry. Anyone wishing to speak on ordinances scheduled for second reading? Come on down.
Once again, Edward Davis, The Greens, Williamstown. Now, last time I asked about this land, and this is the single-family home we're talking about, correct?
We're talking about...
Number
talking about ordinance
34.
We're on
Yeah.
34, right? Okay.
Okay. Now, this is an area in need of rehabilitation. Now, they're being given an abatement, the area in need of rehabilitation, I think I asked last time, I'm just going to ask again, what needed to be rehabilitated about this land? Yeah, I believe there wasn't any existing buildings, nothing wrong with the land, it was just land that was there. Am
Not
I-
sorry.
Go ahead.
I'll let you, so, we talked about it on previous council meetings. Districts 4 and 5 of the town, which is, I'll just use basic roadways, Malaga, is it Malaga, Bluebell to Triangle and the Pike, Whitehall, sorry, Whitehall to Coles Mill and up. In 2017, 18, predates anyone on this council. It was during high foreclosures, a lot of different variables. The previous administration put what we call the Lakes area into an area of rehabilitation. The concept behind it was to allow residents and property owners in those areas to be able to fix up their homes, have foreclosure companies, because they were dilapidated, and get an abatement on the enhancements, the improvements they were made, to try to just bring back the area. That's why they have it as a rehabilitation zone, okay? As part of that, if there is land in that zone, which is what we're finding in this case, it does qualify in a rehabilitation zone. So just so we're clear, it's not the property, it's the rehabilitation zone in question. And we've had a few of them and I actually had some numbers for you because I did want to make sure. Since 2017, there have been 10 rehabilitation properties in that zone. Some are already gone. They've already worked their way through. 10. Now, if you actually pay note to Resolution 270 that we just approved, which was granting the planning board to open an investigation on the rehab study, that is so that we have documentation and we can look at the results and say, do we need to classify this area as an area of rehabilitation? Once that report comes back and says, whatever it comes back with and says it's improved, the value, so on and so forth, we then will remove that area and it will no longer be an area of rehabilitation. That said, anybody in the town, doesn't make a difference where you live, what you're doing, anyone is entitled to submit an application to the town, an abatement application. It generally never happens because we are, just transparently put, we are not pro-tax abatement, and I have all the stats here. It's rare. As a matter of fact, I don't think we've ever had anyone knocking on the door in the last 8 years I've been here asking for an abatement without a larger discussion. So, when 270 comes back, and I'll say it, and I'll be selfish to say it, if the report comes back that we should, and they recommend removing it, that area is no longer under a rehabilitation zone. If they want to do any improvements, they can submit an abatement app at any time they want. But at that point, we can't fall back, they can't fall back on the fact that it's qualified under a rehabilitation zone.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm 100% behind, giving abatements to homeowners that wanna improve their property and giving an abatement that helps. But from what I understand on this land, the person purchased the land and is now building a house using this
has-
abatement.
A couple out of the 10, again, the land isn't. So he has been buying them. When we put the abatements in, because he qualifies, we put extra language on any of these. There was actually another gentleman over the years that put one or two in that built homes. I can't recall the name, but regardless. Those are required to be sold to residents fee simple, right? So yes, is a
Taking advantage of
builder
it.
building them and selling them individually? Yes, but they're selling them to fee simple. They can't be rentals. They're all fee simple homeowners. Matter of fact, I pulled the rent roll. These are actually people who now live in town, have kids, so on and so forth. So I'm not going to use the word it's a loophole, but again, why we're having the discussion and why Resolution 270 would remove that qualification, which essentially would put them in a general category saying, I want an abatement, and we can assess it at a different level at that point.
And perhaps in the future, get rid of that loophole. That way,
Well,
a
it would
developer
go-
can't come in
the-
and build a house
well,
and
the
then
rea-
sell it, and needless to say, somebody
no
going in
loophole,
and
'cause
going, hey,
because
5-year abatement, I'm going to buy that house.
It goes away. It goes away.
It goes away
Loophole,
after
there is no
that.
loophole.
Transferable,
It
that
goes,
stop allowed.
it goes away.
Are there any other areas in rehabilitation where this can happen? A developer
I am
comes
not
in.
aware of any other rehabilitation zones in this town at this time.
That was it. Okay, great.
And for the record, you said you're pro abatement.
I'm pro
For
abatement.
the right reasons.
I'm pro
Let's agree
abatement
here, because you
if
bring it up.
it's somebody upgrading their house, making their house look better and so forth. I am all pro with that, 100%.
So we have-
But a developer coming in, buying the land and then
No,
getting an
listen,
abatement, I'm completely
Problem
against
If
that.
it wasn't transferable, we wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah, if it wasn't transferable, thank you.
So we have three different programs going. Just because I know you brought it up, I wanted to make sure we can actually talk apples for apples. There are a total, and I just want to be clear because the number's going to sound high. There are 299 individual abatements that are active right now. There's 170 in Whitehall Gardens, and everyone, just so we're clear, everyone understands why there's an abatement there, because I want to be clear of the history on that one. 2018, developer wanted to build 300 townhomes. He was allowed to, he's permitted by right. We used the abatement, or the previous administration used the abatement tool to negotiate to a 55 and over, because if you put 300 townhomes in that area with an average of 1.2 kids per household, you'd be adding 300 students to Whitehall, which only has a total of 400 now. You would essentially be doubling it. I fully support that abatement at that development for that very reason, because the school taxes, they'd have no choice, our school taxes would go up, okay?
And senior communities don't contribute any kids.
And they don't. We are pro 55, and we will always have a discussion from the abatement committee standpoint when it reaches that. Second, that's 170 out of 299. 120 are the Greens development. which is-
117.
What, Greens is 117?
Yep.
Sorry, I got plus or minus.
I was waiting for you to...
Using round numbers. I got 117. You live there.
Oh,
It's an
yeah.
abatement. That is actually a little bit different. Now, your neighbor across the street, which is what, Sterling Glen?
Yeah,
They don't have an abatement, do they?
no.
Why don't they? They wanted one. They had nothing to offer or negotiate with the town. They just wanted one. We use the abatement tool as a negotiation during those situations. In your case, the developer was planning on building everything residential, even on the frontages. And you're well aware, I know you don't like the application, mind you. We negotiated with that developer. We'll allow 55, but you have to you're on a major intersection. Those two corners that surround it have to be commercial ratables. That's why we did it. Plus, it's 55 and over. Again, generally speaking, no stress on the taxes. So what I'm trying to say is when we talk about abatements in this town, out of 299, 290 of them are for the right reasons, individually speaking, tied to 55 and over. Any questions on abatements? Everyone
No.
knows how I feel about abatements, and I can tell you, I think my committee feels the same way when they cross our desk, okay? We scrutinize them. Okay.
That was it,
Questions
thanks.
on abatements?
No, I like that.
All right. sorry, back to ordinances. Anyone else have any questions on ordinance for second reading?
Yes.
We do. Oh.
My name is Laura Ridolph. I live in Williamstown. On the ordinance 33, 2026 one, what are the other capital projects, like the money gets funded towards? Has that already been said?
I'm not sure what, 33.
I'm sorry, I don't think we, can you speak into the microphone?
33-2026.
Okay.
It says for other capital projects. I was just wondering what they were.
Is it, can I,
This is a movement of funds, certain capital projects that
not
may...
necessarily projects, money.
Right, that was slotted for capital improvements, and I don't have that list here. Jim Dehart is not here this evening, he would have that. But basically, this is a cleanup of money wasn't spent here, you shifted to other capital improvements to utilize for other
From the
capital
year
improvements.
before.
Correct.
So we can't move money in year until November of every year.
Okay.
After the year, what happens is the finance team, along with our BA, will look at if we dedicate 1.4 million capital improvement to the roads, which we do every year. If the final bids came in at 1.375 and leaves a $25,000 balance, we will, in the following year, we will shift and move that money into a category where we would know we would use it.
What are the categories?
There's usually, it is never just one, it is like a clean
Is
sweep
it
of-
anything for the police
I
funding?
don't know.
So, Mr. Rudolph, what I would suggest that, because our CFO is not here this evening, or a business administrator, if you want to call our office on Monday, we can give you a list. It's all public information, but we can give a list of the capital improvements that may have had, maybe something came in under bid, and all the monies weren't utilized for that. And there could be, I'm just going to throw a number, don't quote me on this, but there could be $5,000 left in that capital improvement line item that maybe the project was completed, but it came in cheaper than we thought, so that money now has to be moved and earmarked for future capital improvements.
Did our township get money from that opioid settlement?
Yes, we do.
Do we know, is that listed somewhere what we're doing with that money?
So, back in 2024, right, I took office in 2023, and I was a police officer here in Monroe Township, and I worked narcotics for many years.
Yeah.
Looking at it from a different lens, we still have a drug problem, right? Every community does. When somebody tells you they don't, I don't think they're being quite honest with you, because it seems like every community has the same issue. And I always thought enforcement would be helping. But throughout my entire career of 25 and a half years, and working many years in narcotics and kicking in doors and arresting people, we still have the same problem. Looking at it from a different lens now, when I became mayor, I'm not going to say that the monies were being wrongfully spent. They were geared towards, different things within the police department, right? And those items can be justified in expenses, but again, it's more enforcement, where I believe now it should be prevention, awareness, treatment, things like that. So I began a Mayor's Committee on Addiction Awareness in 2024, the year after I took office, and since we have diverted those monies to that prevention, awareness, treatment, things like that. We have partnered with different agencies. We have had Healing and Unity events. We have had a Speak Out event. We are actively at different places, different vendors, and, set up as a vendor, things like that. We also have, this Sunday, is the Black Poster Project, which is a great program that is they go around the nation and they display people's loved ones who have been lost, and we are in overdose, awareness month this month. But the posters are then presented. It's the first time that it'll be hosted in southern New Jersey, so we are very proud that we were asked to host this. But again, money is geared towards that. So that's how we're utilizing the money at this point.
I can look up like what you guys meant by prevention,
Excuse me?
what you mean by prevention.
Well, so there's many different things that the committee does. You know, and part of prevention is, there's naloxone boxes. You know, we have one in the police department, we have one here. People can come in, no questions asked, grab a box, things like that. We also, you know, again, we are doing public awareness events, speak out events, healing immunity.
Okay. Does any money go towards like homes and people that could need to like get on their feet and trying to get clean?
So we
That's
do
what I
have,
really need
we
it.
do have a group here that does counseling. They're right in our office down here on the first floor. Michelle Sheffer, Perez, and Richie LaRusso and their team, they do all of that, yes.
And nothing goes towards the police modernization?
I could tell you
the clock
since,
cameras and all that stuff.
since
I
some
think it's
point in
money's been spent on that.
2024, all of our money has been diverted to this side of prevention, awareness, things like that.
Okay, I'd just like to put my opinion that I don't want the money spent on that. But the other, like the tax abatement, I think the big concern is that it's going to be given to a data center or warehouse if it should come here. And how do we assure that that's not going to happen? These 5-year tax exemption and abatement laws, like we don't want any encouragement.
So every business that comes to town, I guess, could request an abatement or what's called a pilot program, which stands for payment in lieu of taxes. And the township would have to weigh, case by case to determine whether it's beneficial to the township.
All right.
And Councilman O'Reilly, how many businesses, since the tax abatement program has been in place, have taken advantage of that? Just a few, correct?
Since you and I have been part of this administration, I can tell you the original Grindstone, on Main Street, excuse me, I call Best West, the Holiday Inn Express on the Pike to expand their hotel. And they actually got a partial abatement commercially. So in all honesty, they're the only two that are jumping out of me.
So in the past 8 years, two businesses, one received a tax abatement, the other received a partial. And the tax abatement for businesses to try to help smaller business get up and running, right? And it did that with the one. The other one was an expansion on the hotel. Other than that, and then the residential, I think you heard, if you were here for that, Councilman O'Reilly went into detail on the tax abatement program there.
We should propose a cap on companies that have tons of money that don't need that kind of help. But just as my concern, just wanted to voice that.
That's actually a good approach. Personally, that's the approach I take. It all depends on the business. To the mayor's point, Grindstone, when they were first starting up, it's all day long, great for the community.
I did have a question about one of the resolutions, but I don't know if I can go back to that.
I just want to answer your question about
Sure.
the ordinance, about the reappropriation of funds. So the solicitor pulled up the specific language in the ordinance, and it looks like $14,436.34 is being reappropriated to Monroe Township's Uniform Fire Safety Program.
That's from the opiate money, you're saying?
No, this is for the ordinance that you had
Okay,
asked,
thank you, I'm
the
33.
ordinance 33.
Okay, thank you.
Where we moved the money, the question of where did we move the money to?
Okay, all right, it's not that much money then, okay. Am I able to ask the question about the resolution, or is it too late for that?
Let's wrap up ordinances.
Okay.
You have another
Sure,
opportunity.
thank you.
Just general public to open up for
Thank you.
questions.
Well, if it's in regard to a resolution, we're going to be voting on resolution. Sorry, we already voted on resolutions. You're right. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Anyone else from the public? We have two for second reading, right?
Yes.
Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the public portion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance 33-2026, ordinance of the Township of Monroe, County of Gloucester, New Jersey, canceling certain funded appropriation balances heretofore provided for capital improvements and reappropriating such funded and unfunded appropriation balances for other capital projects. This is a second reading. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Jen, roll call, please.
Mr. Coe?
Yes.
Mrs. Fox? Yes. Mr. Heatherly is excused. Mr. O'Reilly?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Valentine?
Yes.
Mrs. Adams?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next up, ordinance 34-2026, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Monroe providing for the implementation of a 5-year tax exemption and abatement law pursuant to NJSA 40A:21-1 and approving property tax agreement between the Township of Monroe and Tim Ton Simpson, LLC, 3736 Lake Ave, Block 8901, Lot 46. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Opposed also.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Coe?
Yes.
Mrs. Fox?
Yes.
Mr. Heatherly is excused. Mr. O'Reilly?
Yes.
Mr. Rossi?
Yes.
Mr. Valentine?
No.
Mrs. Adams?
No.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 30, this is for first reading, ordinance 35-2026, an ordinance of the Township Council of Township of Monroe, County of Gloucester, to amend Chapter 162-11 of the Code of the Township entitled Housing Standards. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none. Ordinance 36-2026, an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Monroe to adopt the User Handbook 2026 for Monroe Township Parks and Recs within the Township of Monroe. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? This time I will turn this portion of the meeting back over to Council President Adams.
Thank you. Does anyone on council have any new business they'd like to discuss this evening at the council meeting? Seeing none, does any member of council have any unfinished business they'd like to discuss at this council meeting? Seeing none? Reports and other matters, Madam Clerk?
Mayor Wolf?
Yes, thank you. Monday, July 22nd, I attended our annual Shark Week event sponsored by our Community Affairs Department, which is located at the Pfeiffer Community Center. There was plenty of treats for the children and games. There was some shark trivia. That night, we got hit pretty hard with some storms and downpours. We did lose power, but it made it that much more fun. The show still went on, and we did end a little bit early that evening because of the power issue, but it was a fun time by all. So thank you to our Community Affairs Department doing another great job. Thank you to all the volunteers. Tuesday, July 28th, I hosted the Mayor's Committee on Addiction Awareness. We're currently preparing, I spoke about it a little bit earlier, about our Black Poster Project event. This event is to bring awareness to addiction and honor the lives lost to any form of substance use. The Black Poster Project travels the country putting these displays on, and they asked if Monroe would host this event this time. So we're honored to host. I am being told that we are the first municipality in southern New Jersey to host this event. It has been hosted in northern New Jersey a few times. Families can have their loved ones' photos displayed at the event. There are over 1,000 life-size posters, photos of individuals who have lost their lives to addiction. August is Overdose Awareness Month. This event will be hosted at the Williamstown High School this Sunday, August 30th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I urge everyone to come out, support that. There will be a brief ceremony beginning around 12:45 p.m. I know the acting colonel, Gene Hagemule of the New Jersey State Police, will be there and speaking, as well as some other dignitaries and guest speakers. Monday, August 3rd, I attended the regularly scheduled planning board meeting, nothing to report. Tuesday, August 4th, I attended the Monroe Township Police Department's National Night Out, a very well-attended event where our officers come together with our community members. Plenty of fun. They had rides and moon bounces for the kids, foods, vendors with plenty of different giveaways. There were all types of police vehicle and equipment there on display for the community to see. There's also plenty of interaction between our officers and the community, and that's exactly what this event is for. There was a big canine demonstration, which is always the biggest hit. So congratulations to our officers on the job well done, and thank you to Chief McBride and his staff for putting this on each and every year. Thursday, August 6th, I attended, along with Councilman Heverly, the National Health Center Week Community Fun Day. The event was hosted by Complete Care Health, which is located right on Marcia Avenue, directly next to our township library. If you remember, Complete Care Health is one of our newer facilities, about a year old now. They specialize in family care for men and women. You can get flu shots there and most medical needs. I know they mentioned that they're bringing in a dermatologist to work there as well. But it was a fun day there. They had different games for children. They had a food and vegetable giveaway to promote good health. Another great event. Friday, August 7th, I attended the last call from Monroe Township Police Detective Lieutenant Jules Mariano, who has retired after 25 years of service to this community. We wish Lieutenant Mariano and his family the very best in this next chapter for him. We thank him for his service. Saturday, August 8th, I attended the Monroe Township Annual Splash Day hosted by our Community Affairs Department again, always doing a great job. When I got there pretty early, the line was out the door to get in. But what a great event. The weather held out for the most part throughout the whole day. But both our all-volunteer fire departments attended that, and they set up a hose-down section for the kids, along with all the other water slides. They had water bounce houses. They had a car wash that the kids could walk through. They even had a film party. So again, a great event, and thanks to the Community Affairs Department and all the volunteers again for putting this together. Saturday, August 15th, I attended, again, with Councilman Heverly, and I know Councilman Cope was there, the Williamstown High School football team's annual barbecue. This barbecue is at the end of their annual week of camp. The team works hard all week preparing for the season, and they are treated at the end of the week to a barbecue by their coaching staff in the Williamstown Huddle Club. So we wish the Braves a successful season. As always, go Braves. Wednesday, August 19th, I attended the Cone with a Cop event put on by our Monroe Township Police Department at Steo's Water Ice, right on Chestnut Street. Again, the event is to bring our officers and the community together. It was sponsored by the Monroe Township FOP Lodge 125, where they treated residents to, either an ice cream cone or water ice of their choice. There were many residents. The lines were long. That came out to support the officers, so we thank our residents for always supporting our law enforcement officers. Monday, August 24th, we hosted a quick groundbreaking ceremony at the location that will now be home to our new amphitheater. The township, as we discussed in the past, was awarded two separate grants, each totaling around $1.3 million for a total of $2.6 million to construct a state-of-the-art amphitheater, which will be located at Owens Memorial Park, directly next to our dog park. It's going to be a great addition to the Parks and Recreation system. We're looking forward to this being completed prior to when the weather breaks in the springtime. So hopefully we'll be hosting some summer concerts out there next summer, along with many other events that we'll be able to host out there. Again, the best part of this is it's not coming from the local tax dollars, from the property taxes. It's coming from state-funded money through grant dollars that we are receiving. So that's a great project that'll be coming. They should begin construction. They were scheduled to begin it this week, and that's why we went out there to do that. Also on Monday, August 24th, I attended a special planning board meeting where the planning board approved an application for a business called Goldie's Pub. It's a plan for a new restaurant with a bar directly on Main Street in the heart of Williamstown. So we're looking forward to that project moving forward. Hopefully they'll be breaking ground soon there as well. I want to provide just a quick update on the 322 and Fries Mill Road construction project, which has been a pain point for many, many years. This week, the crews are completing the final coat of paving. I know the past 2 nights, they completed the paving along 322 east and westbound lanes, and the next few nights, they will complete the final paving on Fries Mill Road in both directions. The signals are projected to go operational on Monday, August 31st. Again, this has been a project that has been in the works, I think, about 15, 16, maybe even a few years longer than that. There were many hang-ups with this project through the years, especially due to DEP regulations and stormwater management changes that changed throughout the years while they were planning the project. It has been through, I believe, 3 or 4 different mayors' administrations through the years, but now we are finally at the end, and it looks like completion will be at the end of this week. Prior to my administration, there was absolutely no movement out there as far as construction, planning, or anything else for that matter. We're excited because since taking office, we remain persistent, with the state DOT and Gloucester County, and we continually pressured them, and the pressure finally paid off. There were many meetings and phone calls back and forth over the last few years, but we're finally here at the end of the project. It should be fully open and operational again by Monday, August 31st. I'm sure, like with any other project, there will be some cleanup still occurring after that in the days and weeks to follow. Some punch list items will have to be taken care of, but all the major construction is coming to a close at the intersection, and again, it will be fully operational by August 31st. Also, quick update on the Sickle Road repaving project. Gloucester County notified us earlier today. The final paving for that project will occur the week of September 14th, and that project will be completed by the end of that week. So I think about the 17th or 18th is what they're looking at, a little over 2 weeks away from that project being completed. So that's good news as well. Melodies on Main Street. I know our directors, some of them are here this evening. It's been a rough summer with either extreme heat or severe storms. So there's been some cancellations and some postponements this year. Last week, Melodies on Main was supposed to occur on Thursday evening. It was postponed because of the weather that came in. But Melodies on Main is on for tomorrow evening. So bring the family down to Main Street for some music, food, and fun, and meet and support the businesses along Main Street, as well as some other businesses from Monroe that are able to set up tables and tents to promote their business. That's why we do this, to promote local business here. So please support all of our local businesses, that they are a huge part of this community. So we hope to see you there tomorrow evening. Again, congratulations to the young men and their families who received the recognition earlier this evening for winning the gold medal for Team USA on the ball hockey team. What a great accomplishment. Also, with the children heading back to school in the upcoming weeks, please remember to be safe on our streets, slow down. As more children will be on the roads, please obey all the traffic laws, especially when it comes to passing school buses. Please be mindful of the children returning to school. Other than that, I attended 15 other meetings. I officiated 2 weddings, and I hope everyone had a safe and enjoyable summer. It went by very fast, and that will conclude my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Kearse? No report. Thank you. Solicitor, Mrs. Grace?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Director of Code Enforcement, Mr. Sebastian?
Yes, I got a quick report. The inspection report for the month of July, construction division, buildings were 308, fire 86, electrical 100.
They can't hear you.
Electrical 188, plumbing 150. Still can hear?
Put it right up. You got it. Oh, you didn't have it on either.
There you go. You hear me now?
Nope.
I don't know. It's
Hit it
on.
again.
Got to hit the button to turn it on.
I did.
There you go.
It was, no, green is on for them, it's opposite.
Oh, it's back.
Want me to yell?
Pull it right up to you.
Put it right to my
Right up.
throat.
Yeah.
How about
Oh, now we can hear you.
Okay, I'll start over quickly. Building 308, fire 86, electrical 198, plumbing 153, mechanical 71, for a total of 816 with 0 complaints. Housing Division inspections, 364, 0 complaints. Zoning Division applications reviewed, 153, 0 complaints, for a total of all divisions for the month of July of 1,333. Year-to-date 2026, total 8,581 with 1 complaint. I also gave a report to the municipal clerk, the president of council, and the mayor for the June numbers. I was not present at the July meeting.
Mr. Sebastian, I read them into the record for you that evening.
You gave it to him?
Yes.
Okay. That completes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Director of Public Safety, Mr. Rump.
Can you hear me? Just some stats to go over. I'll start with all our services been really busy this summer, so definitely been taxed out there. Williamstown Fire Company handled 79 calls for the month of July. Total calls for the year up to 689, and they had numerous house fires. It's just been a crazy year for house fires for some reason. I just want to note that the firehouse is up and running, the new one, at the end of the road here. But the actual dedication will be held on Saturday, September 26th. Festivities will start at 1, I think, kicked off with a parade, then a dedication ceremony, and then a bunch of festivities afterwards. Everybody's welcome to attend that. Make sure you do. Police Department's been crazy busy as well. Calls for the month of July, 4,574 calls. Total calls for the year, up to 31,776 calls. So they've been running steadily. Cecil Fire Department has been pretty busy as well, plus assisting Williamstown Fire Department on all their calls. Calls for the month for July, we're at 14 calls total, and total calls for the year at 209 calls. That'd be the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Police Captain Gabanelli. Thank you. Mr. Cope.
No report, thank you.
Mrs. Fox.
As the mayor has stated, there were several events that council has attended. I won't repeat them all again. And also, thanks, Mayor, for stealing my thunder, but I was going to say the same thing about the children starting of the new school year, just to be very mindful of the school buses and the kids that are walking. And I just want to say, hope the teachers and the students have a great new school year. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rossi.
Nothing to report. Thank you.
Mr. Valentine.
Nothing to report, thank you.
Council Vice President, Mr. O'Reilly.
Yeah, just a public service announcement. Tis the season for the tomato factory. For everyone who knows, we get the...
Smells good.
Smells great. The downside, and there is a downside, when they go into their busy season, a lot of their sewer and waste does reach the MUA. The MUA needs to make adjustments to the chemicals. There will be potentially smells in the Kimberly West section off Winslow Road. So for any residents that are getting more than usual, the MUA is on standby. They actually have been addressing it really well this year. But if there's any complaints, just reach out to the MUA. They know immediately what to do. So it's been actually really good this year. We've had past year complaints and there hasn't been any. But if there are, the MUA is standing up to take care of it. That's it.
Thank you. Council President, Mrs. Adams.
Yes, just quickly, Mayor and Council Member Fox had said there have been a lot of events with Parks and Recs and Community Affairs. I just want to remind everyone that that is mainly staffed by volunteers and some township workers. They do a fantastic job. So if you get an opportunity, please check out one of those events. They run events for individuals from diverse backgrounds, from all ages, from toddlers up to seniors. So they have a Facebook page, so please try to check that out or attend one of those events if you can. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. This concludes reports for this evening.
Thank you. Okay, we are moving on to public portion. May I have a motion to open public portion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Anyone wishing to speak?
He's
The list,
going to get the list.
okay, we're going to get we have a list first, I think we're going to go off of. Thank you. Oh, we just have a list. Did you sign in, Mr. Stallbat? Okay. Okay, first on the list, we have Everett Davis. Mr. Davis, it says you have concerns about abatements, redevelopment zones, et cetera. Were they already addressed earlier this evening, or do you?
Oh, yeah, about 75% was addressed. I just have a couple questions, and I'm going to make this incredibly short. When it comes to redevelopment zones and regular zoning, why does something have to be declared a redevelopment zone? That's my one question. Anybody who wants to answer it?
Can I give you what I believe is an example?
Sure, but let's keep it very...
Not for,
Are you speaking officially, or?
no, I'm,
As an example.
I've seen an example. No, I've seen an example.
Like the ones that are currently being thought
so-
of to be redeveloped. Why
address anything
are they
that might be
being?
on the agenda. You
There's
can-
nothing
you can
that's on the
address your
agenda.
example. Now, I'm responding to Mr. Davis.
So, an example, because I've seen them over the years. A property that is zoned strictly residential, okay, whereby the developer wants to add 2 convenience stores and make it a mixed use, or do a top-bottom, something like that. That wouldn't, you couldn't do it in a straight residential neighborhood. That would be an example of why, of what I see as an example of why you would do that or put it potentially in a redevelopment, so you're going to make it a mixed use, because not all neighborhoods are mixed use.
Okay. Now, in the case of the ones that are being declared redevelopment zones, what are they currently zoned as? And what does redevelopment open it up to?
Do you want to, I don't know which ones in
I don't know
particular.
what they're currently zoned right now.
Which, do you
That
have,
would be for the planning board to address.
yeah.
That's more of a question for the planning board to address.
Okay. All right. Next to last question. Like I said, trying to make this short, so. Okay. How many current homes are approved and under construction, approved not under construction, and just approved and construction hasn't started yet? Because people really wondering, I came here from Gloucester Township. When I moved to Gloucester Township 26 years ago, there were farms, there was green, there were trees and so forth. After 22 years of living there, you get down Sicklerville Road now, it's nothing but building, 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 and Freeway Golf, which is the only green that's left, is going to be 750 homes. In the 3 years I've lived here, I am seeing development go up after development, 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 and I hear now there's going to be one over by Fazio's or Fabrizio's, I don't know what it's called. How many houses is that supposed to be?
Mr. Davis, you could certainly submit an OPA request to get that data. And
Well, I just
the
want to
township will
say,
certainly
when
look
is
into it.
enough going to be enough as far as development?
Your point is noted for the record. If you want those actual statistics, you're more than welcome to submit a valid OPA request.
Okay. It's just such a shame, because, that intersection, thank God, is finally open, because I live right off of Fry's Mill Road. But if you pass by it...
You live in the new development that was just built.
Yeah, off of Fry's Mill Road. I think we've established I live in the Greens, has an abatement, yada, yada, yada. But I use Fry's Mill Road all the time, and I like using that Wawa on 322 versus the one over in Township. I like to keep my business local. All the time I would come down Fry's Mill Road, make that ridiculous turn on 322, the left turn, which is next to impossible. Hopefully this will correct that. All I would see is trees. Now all I see is dirt. Hunter Woods, I knew it was back there. I didn't realize just how enormous it is until they took down what looks like maybe 100 acres of trees. I'm just curious if Williamstown, Monroe is going to turn into another Gloucester Township. I moved here for its rural charm and to see trees again. And I'm just afraid all these developments, every street I go down, boom, there's a development, there's another development, as far as major roads. I'm just curious, how much more is there? I know we have so many affordable housing we have to make. Is there a way to make sure that any new buildings going up, they have to build those affordable housing? If that's legal to do, I don't know. But
So, Mr.
something
Davis,
so that we can
Mr. Davis, I
lower,
could tell you that developers, certain developers, right, it's more difficult to do it with single-family homes, but townhome developments, 20% go to affordable housing. So that's how we do get the affordable housing built, through these developments that are coming in. They dedicate a percentage to affordable housing. If they don't dedicate that because maybe it doesn't make sense in that neighborhood because you can't put it in there, then they pay they pay a fee, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, in supplementing that they didn't actually build one. They have to put into a fee that we can then use in our affordable housing program, which we are currently just went out to give awards to individuals to purchase affordable housing and make their homes affordable housing. Secondly, we would love to stop development, right? But people own property, they have the right to develop it as long as they're in accordance with the laws. The person that is affected most by the development where all the trees are is me. Okay, my property backs up to where that development is going in. If you drive down 322, my house is the only house that you could see from 322 now. So I feel it, I see it, I am with everybody, we don't want to develop. That project was proposed about 20 years ago and approved about 20 years ago. It's just being built now because of the economy, because housing is in high demand. So they started building it, but it was approved many years ago before anybody up here sat on council or in the mayor's seat. So a lot of the building that you're seeing was proposed and approved years ago. They're just building it now.
That's why I asked the question, but if I have to do an Oprah to get the answer, I'll do that. Totally lost my train of thought on that. But my next question is, with all these developments going up, can Williamstown High School handle it? Can our elementary schools or middle schools?
So I could speak to that as well.
Is this going to be taxes going up because of all this new development?
A few years ago, apparently the school district did a study, had a company do a study for them about enrollment. With all the projects that were on the books at that time, just a few short years ago, I believe it was maybe about 3 years ago they did the study, that the enrollment will not go up, even with all the projected homes that are currently being built. The reason being is families aren't as large as they used to be. People are having children later in life. People are having 1 child, 2 child instead of 3 and 4 children. And that's why, and I'm no expert at it, but they paid a company to do that study. And according to that study, the enrollment is not expected to increase even with the new homes that are being built.
Was that study done before this big housing boom, or?
So again, they pulled the numbers from all the projected homes that are already on the books that may not be developed yet, but they look at those numbers in that study and say how many projected homes. So, again, the Blaze Mill, which is the corner of 322 and Fry's Mill, those homes have been on the books for many years. They're in the plan, correct, Adam? And so they calculate all those numbers in there, even though they're not built yet. They have those numbers.
All right, thank you.
Next, we have William Halsworth.
Good evening. I'm William Halsworth. Can you hear me? Yeah. It's 3559 Providence Court in Whitehall Gardens. Thank you for your effort in over 55. We really appreciate that. What I'd like to do tonight is just give you some information that I found on AI, interesting enough, about data centers. I think it's important. I'm going to read this through, and just so you have it, I want to enter it into the record. Here's a copy for you. Can I bring it up to you? A little background. I came from Upper Township for 35 years. We decided to downsizing come here. Our taxes were half of what they are here on an acre property. So we had a big awakening when it came to property taxes here in Williamstown. So Williamstown and Whitehall Gardens, we are exactly 1.2 miles from the projected data center. 1.2 miles. What that's going to affect is really important to us. I'm going to share with you what I found on ChatGPT. I asked GPT, list health issues associated with living near a data center by ChatGPT. Respiratory illness. Chronic exposure to nitrous oxide and fine particles matter can cause worsened asthma, lung infections, and other chronic pulmonary diseases. 2, cardiovascular conditions. Increase the risk of heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure driven by pollution and induced inflammation. Sleep deprivation, very important for us seniors, right? The incident, low frequency, or drowning noise for servers and fans and cooling towers can cause severe long-term sleep loss and leading to exhaustion. Stress and mental issues, health issues. Persistent noise pollution creates chronic high-stress environment, resulting in anxiety, fatigue, and lower quality of life issues. Headaches and nausea. Continuous high decibel hums cause headaches, migraines, and in some cases, symptoms of dizziness, nausea to nearby residents. My wife will tell you, I'm dizzy enough. I don't have to be any more dizzy. Next is potential cancer risk. Increased exposure to diesel exhaust pollutants from emergency generators is linked to elevated cancer risks. Contributing factors to health risks. Air pollution, regular testing of backup generators release toxic exhaust into surrounding areas. Noise pollution. Large-scale cooling systems generate significant sound, sometimes over 80 decibels, contributing to a mechanical choir of never stopping. Water contamination potential. Excessive water contamination for consumption and water supplies. So that's just on that. Now I ask the question, health risk to senior citizens from the data center. Remind you, we're 1.2 miles away from the designated area. Living close to a large data center can present some health concerns for senior citizens. Although the actual risk depends heavily on the facility size, distance from the home, backup generators in operation, traffic, and local air quality. So the first question is diesel generation pollution. Large data centers commonly have backup diesel generators that are periodically tested and may operate during power outages. Diesel exhaust contains fine particulate matters and other pollutants. The EPA says diesel can worsen existing heart and lung disease, and particularly elderly people. Again, we're here 55-year-old. Our community is 55 and older. We've already lost 5 people through health reasons in our community in 3 years. Greater vulnerability to air pollution. Adults 65 are considered an at-risk group because the age can be reduced. Psychological defenses, and because of heart respiratory diseases are more common with age. This is particularly important for some people who already have cardiovascular or respiratory problems. In our development, we have that. Noise. Cooling equipment, fans, transfers, generators can produce continuous low-frequency noise. Persistent noise can interfere with sleep, cause annoyance and stress. Generator testing can particularly noticeable temporary increases. Air quality. The greatest concern is necessary the operation of the computer equipment itself. Backup generators and electricity are needed to operate the facility more than local pollution. In recent 2026 assessment of data test centers specifically identified diesel generators, the source of particulate matter, as nitrogen dioxide, and noted greater concerns for older adults. Heat and local concerns. Very large facilities can replace vegetation with extensive pavement and buildings, potentially creating a localized heat and change drainage. So how concerned should I be? Distance matters. A senior citizen living several miles away from a data center is generally a very difficult situation from someone living a few hundred yards. Again, we're 1.2 miles. 1.2 miles. And living in, so what do data centers do for property values? Now, Whitehall Gardens, as you know, we have 214 homes. Average price is $500,000. All right? Our whole life investment is here in this community. The research shows a 2026 nationwide study of hyperscale data centers found to be nearby home prices about 6.8% lower. So we're looking at a 6.8% loss. With the affected concentrated near facilities and fading with distance. Another 26 study of data center development found slower growth and lower house prices after facilities were developed. A separate study in North Northern Virginia found homes with a half mile of an ounce data centers sold for a regular roughly 2.8 less than comparable homes right away. However, research is not unanimous. The University of Rochester study of Virginia found measurable negative effect overall, while National Bureau of Economic Study found center growth to be associated with higher in some cases. So it's like a mixed bag. You don't know what you got here. The biggest factors are continuous cooling noise, generator testing, large industrial buildings, lighting, less views, construction traffic, and whether the property directly abords one's facility. Now, this is an interesting fact here. I didn't know this. This has blew me away. Calculate the estimated survival percentage of data centers 3, 5, 7, 10 years of versus GBT. The strongest publicity available benchmarked the Business of Labor Statistics, showed more than compatible data centers and order very small for a business born 2013 and less. So, if a data center is in business for 3 years, it will remain in business 3 years after the fact at 65%. So they had not in business 31%. 5 years, they'll be in business half of them, 56%. 7 years, 50%. And 10 years, 45%. So if this place gets built with a dysfunction, in 10 years, it's no longer valid. What are we going to do with this property? This big monstrosity property. These figures are conservative baseline, small upward adjustment for data centers because they're usually capital intense and frequently sold, upgraded, or repurposed. And simply, there is more important piece of evidence supporting the approach me. Uptime Institute found that 27% of respondents primary operate the facilities for more than 15 years, while the mean found is 11.9 years average. Uptime says that many facilities continue to operate beyond the region 10, 15 years lifespan. Think about that. They have a 10 to 15-year lifespan. So what do we do after that? It's a big question. We need to find out answers. So in summary, health issues living in your data center, we have respiratory illness, we have cardiovascular conditions, we have sleep deprivation, we have stress and mental illness, we have headaches and nausea, we have potential cancer risk. I'm a cancer survivor. I don't need any more cancer in my life. Air pollution, noise pollution, water contamination, and risk to seniors, diesel generation pollution, greater vulnerability to air pollution, noise pollution, air quality issues, heat and environmental issues. Now, property values, potential 6.8% drop in property value and slower growth in the market. And the longevity, which blows me away, 31.2% are not in business after 3 years. That's scary. And data centers have a 10 to 15-year lifespan. With that, questions? Scary stuff. We got to stop this thing. We just can't continue. Our lives are here. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown, do you want to speak again?
I wasn't going to speak at all, but I want to exemplify what this gentleman here is saying, okay? Because basically what he's describing is what we've been living next to for the last 4 months. And that's all I got to say, okay? We probably need to get tested and everything else for what we've been exposed to because we're right next door. That's all I got to say.
Pat,
Thank you, sir.
don't you think we should look into decommission bond?
Next, we have Mr. Stalba.
Mr. Stalba, I don't want to cut you off before you begin, but I noted that you made some comments earlier. So I'm going to advise members of council not to partake in this conversation. You, as a citizen, are welcome to make whatever comments you deem fit. But if this is going to be in relation to the topic that you brought up earlier during ordinances, I just want to let you know that my advice to council is for no one to respond.
Not to respond?
Correct.
Okay.
I'd be more than happy to discuss my
It's
reasoning
always
for
that
that.
way. Everybody wants to discuss, but they don't want to come out. Why can't you come to me and talk to me instead of bringing it in front of all these people in meetings and argue about my property? It's always about my property. Why is it? Why are you always giving me a hard time? Not this group, but the ones in the past have always broke my stones, and the people that work there at my place. Why? And you're going to allow somebody to go in there, oh, he's not in compliance. Why am I not in compliance in anything, right? I have a junkyard. I abide by the ordinance, right? I do. I know all the rest of your yards don't. I guarantee you that. I know that for a fact. And I'm not like the township tow deal where someone's going to sue you all the time to get their way. And I'm not like that. I don't care. I go to work every day and I mind my own business. But when you start bringing my business here in front of people, I'm very concerned. I want a phone call. I don't want to be brought out here, if you understand what I'm saying. This ain't high school, okay? You think I'm not in compliance? Come see me. Come talk to me. And let's talk about it. I'll show you if we're in compliance or not. I have air permits for everything. Anything you need, waste oil burners that I use for buildings, anything you need, I have. So if there's any concern, come see me and talk to me. I don't want to be brought out in front everywhere. I think I've paid my dues here for 32 years in this town. So if you have any comments, I'd like to know if you have a problem with my yard. That's what I want to know right now. Is there any issue with AA Auto Salvage?
I'm going to advise council not to respond to that, sir.
Okay. So I don't get a response, right?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. I have another question. So I guess you know Copart is on the Blackhurst Pike now. They have a big sign at an environmental site. Is that new business in the town? Copart Auto Auctions? Not at the old Shorty's place and the one up on the other, the one further down, but it's like across from Hospitality Creek.
Where they were storing the cars previously during that?
No, there was never cars stored.
Well, I'm not talking about Shorty's. There was another spot along the pike that we,
Environmental tank is what he's talking about. The old environmental tank where they did temporarily store flood cars.
that's what I was referring, the flood,
Yeah, it's environmental. I know exactly
So
what you're talking about.
so we don't know that if you gave them a license to store cars there? I will have to get, I'll get them the Oprah request, so that's okay.
Bill?
But I just want to bring something to your attention with that, okay? Having the car auctions in Williamstown, okay? You need to do a little bit of homework with all these IAA and Coparts and see all the fires they have, okay? The lithium battery deal, like 19 cars at a time go up. And it's frequent. So when you look at the Englishtown site, they've had them 5-6 times already. And look at EMR, right? They just shut down Camden Iron because of all them fires. So if I were you, I'd look into that lithium battery and have them not store those cars there, have them store them at the bigger facilities, because that is by the woods. But that is a big problem. And I guess I'd like to know how they got approval to store cars there in the Pinelands, when I tried to do it for 10 years and spent over hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it, and I'm not allowed to do it. So I guess I'll have to Oprah request it or figure out how that all happened, right?
So our business administrator also is not here today.
I'm sorry.
Our business administrator also is rightfully so. But we'll definitely touch base, take a look at what you just indicated. And again, you're more than welcome to Oprah anything that you deem fit from the township, and whatever records will be produced accordingly.
Okay. So how will I know that, other than when people were out here and they came and see me, they were telling me my name was brought up on TV and stuff like that? How will I know when I have an issue? Like, can somebody notify me that they're going to be talking about me?
As with any
With the township? I
zoning
mean, it's the
issues, as with any construction issues, when anybody has any violations or non-compliance, they're notified accordingly by the department, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I haven't been, so everything's been okay then?
I can't speak to that. I'm just talking about general procedure. So general procedure, of course, If there's any zoning violations, construction violations, housing violations, or anything of the likes, just when you get a ticket, right, you're given notice of that in some way or form.
All right, I'm just very concerned because, you know, I try to do business and I don't bother nobody. I go do my business every day. People call me on the phone and say, hey, you know, you were on TV, blah, 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 you know, what's going on? It concerns me, you know what I mean? So, all right, I'll do what I have to do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have Laura Rudolph.
My name's Laura Rudolph from Williamstown. I had a question. What is the law firm that's representing us in the data center case? Is that the prosecutor, the solicitor's name, the law firm that's representing us?
No.
For the
your
data
law
centers,
firm-
to say we don't want it?
So we've been assigned counsel via our JIF insurance. Sorry, I'm looking up the full firm name because I have a few emails. in my
Fury or Rocco? Is that
No,
right?
it's not.
No.
Our insurance company is actually
yeah.
assigned, like, they're handling this whole situation, so.
Ms. Rudolph, the insurance company, the JIF, the Joint Insurance Fund, is covering the lawsuit, so they assign their attorneys to represent us.
Who's our planning board solicitor?
No.
No.
No,
Again, it's the JIF
just making sure.
attorneys, so we have insurance, obviously, and that lawsuit is they approve to cover the claim, so to speak, so the township's essentially not on the hook. We have a deductible, that's what we're on the hook for. However, they assign their attorneys. It is not our planning board solicitor, it's not our township solicitor, it is outside counsel that they hire.
Okay.
I have the law firm's name, just so you have it. It's Barker, Gelfand, James, and Sarvis.
All right. Do we have plans to order more flock cameras?
I don't think it's this council.
So
Is that a different meeting?
I don't believe we own any flock cameras. Captain Gabinelli, you want to speak on it?
There's none on Malaga Road? Is there other plans to get them? In Williamstown, there's no flock cameras? Or plans to get them? Okay. All right. I think that's it then. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Will.
Through Will, Lakeside Drive, Williamstown. Can I start off, I brought an issue up with the Ireland House. The left dormer is missing a window. It's missing a window for approximately a year now. It's the third time I'm bringing it up. Can you get somebody to fix that, please?
What was that?
The Ireland House, the historic house on Main
I didn't hear what
Street.
you said.
There's two dormers up on the roof. The one on the left-hand side is missing a window. So rain and everything else is getting inside the house there. So I'm hoping that you can get that repaired, since it's a historic house.
Yeah.
And to the matter of you, sir, you're going to be less than a mile and 0.2 miles from the data center. If you go straight through the woods, you're going to be about a quarter mile away from there. So you're going to hear it, you're going to smell it, you're going to feel it. It's been an ongoing matter since the beginning of the year. I don't know if you're aware that the ordinance was changed in order for them to do that of December of '25 by this council, just so you know. And I'm just wondering if I can ask where we're at with this now, with the data center.
It's pending litigation, sir. We're not going to be discussing the Hexa site.
So we're...
Or data centers.
You can't discuss that.
No,
At
sir.
this time, even though I'm affected by the
There-
data center if it does go up.
There is a township-wide ban on data centers, and there is pending litigation based on that same topic.
Okay. Another thing, we can't get nothing done over in Victory Lakes. Had a stop sign up top of 15th Avenue. Had a resident fix it. And I thought we have a township supervisor who's supposed to go around in the township and check and make notes of things that have to be done. I've met with Mr. O'Reilly, never got back to me. Thanks a lot.
That is not true, but we can
I
take that
got
offline.
my-
You got your
I can
text where I
text-
said
I
I
can
took
show
a
you the
ride by,
text.
and I'm still working on it?
I'll show you the text.
Please do, because you and I talked about it. Now we're going to change the conversation.
We were supposed to talk, and you were in a township vehicle. I didn't know.
I don't
that
have a
council
township
people-
vehicle.
Yeah, you were. You were in a
I have my
township
own
vehicle.
personal vehicle.
I seen you. And you even told me that I was walking my dog, and you
I
didn't want to
saw-
bother me. Okay, so,
Continue.
just so you know about that, okay? So don't lie. Don't lie.
I never lie, sir. If anyone
Yeah.
on here knows and hears me on this call, I never lie.
Well, you're lying now, because I seen you. I seen you, and you even told me, you seen me with my dog up at the park, up Ruck Building, up at the Ruck Building. You came right up on 14th Street there. I seen you.
Mr. Will, do you have a specific request or something to
All
note
right,
for
So,
council?
but, we wanted to meet and to go over what's going on in the neighborhood, what needs to be fixed and all. And that's the outcome that I got from that. It's not even his district. I called Mr. Valentine, he showed up, and we went in his truck. I showed him everything's going on. The tree on 6th Avenue and Lakeside, still there, nothing done. The tree on 16th that was taken down by the Lake Association, I measured it. It's actually was on township property, the easement on the property there. And so we are a nonprofit organization, the Lake Association. We had to take, but we were left to have to take that down. And as far as I talked to the Lake Association council there, we're hurting. We don't have enough people, the volunteers, to get a lot of things done, and so it ain't like we're privately, it ain't like our home or anything like that. It's part of the neighborhood. So we asked the township for help. And I seen that you're out there mowing the grass and everything, and that's appreciative. But, when we have a safety issue with trees down, before they fall into the street and knock out the power lines and knock out the one way, we can get in and out of that neighborhood because there's only one way in, one way out. It's important to help us. You got a bucket truck, you can't send somebody out and just cut the tree down to prevent it from falling all the way into the street or into the power lines and causing us to lose our power outage or being able to leave the neighborhood if we had to, if the snow got too deep or whatever. But, Mr. Valentine, we drove, that still hasn't been taken care of.
The one on the lake, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, I'm
That's
not
a
afraid to
hazard,
speak
though.
my
That tree's
mind.
laying sideways, caught by other trees.
Yeah, the other trees are holding it up still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That needs
But
to come
I'm
down. You
afraid
gotta
that
get down to
it might roll over towards into the street and possibly, because the wires go from one side to the other side of Lakeside right there too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because I took
mean,
pictures and I
you know what
sent the
mean?
email.
But-
I don't know if I CC'd you on the email too or not, but I know I sent it over. I believe I sent it to Jimmy Dealer.
Right. But it
Lady
seems,
sent
it
to
just
that.
seems
I
like,
don't remember.
like I said.
Who's the
I
owner of the
think
tree?
it's the Lake Association. I think that's the problem because it's on the lake.
Yeah, that's on the lake, but my problem is that I wasn't sure, because heard that
that piece of property is privately owned, but I'm not sure
Doesn't
about
matter what
that.
it is, that's a hazard, that has to come down.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know, but after I brought that up, I had damage to my house. And I'm not going to quit. I'm going to speak my mind, because this is my town, this is my home, and I care. And I'll speak my mind. And you can send people, and people can come do whatever they want to do to my house or with my property. I don't care. But I speak the truth, and I'll call you on it. And that's all I got to say, is that I have a neighbor up the street. Got all the permits, bought a house that was run down, and we're talking about abatement. And got his permits, redid the house. The house is beautiful now. Put a fence up. Township came out, fined him for putting a fence up and not getting a permit to put a fence up, stockade fence. Then he put, his front steps were dilapidated, so he put a little deck out front and steps. Township came by, fined him again for not having a permit for building a little deck and steps and upgrading. So we have people who are trying to better their house, their property, and even Mr. O'Reilly said, a lot of people back here ain't taking care of their properties. Well, if they're not taking care of their properties, where's the town supervisor to give them notice that they have to take care of their property? Now, on another thing, Township came out and took a tree off their neighbor's property from a vacant lot that is owned by a prominent person in this town. You can't help us out, but if you're somebody in this town, you can have the township come out, and I got pictures. Instead of coming out with a chainsaw, they came out with a backhoe and trying to scrape it down. And look, I ain't never seen anything like it in my life. It's like, you know, why do you just send somebody in and get a chainsaw, cut it up, and then move it? Then half of it was thrown on somebody else's property, a lot, and it was left there. So, on top of the data center, I want to fight for the Victory Lakes. We can't get nothing done. The streets, when are you going to pave the streets? Never heard nothing. I talked to you about that. Never heard nothing from you about that. Never heard nothing. Never heard nothing about the tree. Nothing. And like I said, we got people standing up, fixing problems that the township, we pay taxes to have fixed. And somebody said, oh, well, there's a bunch of Republicans back there. Well, I'm a Democrat. And I vote for who's going to get things done. Not because they're a Democrat or a Republican or independent. If you can't get it done, then we'll find somebody that can and will get it done. It's ridiculous. It's the neighborhood's going down, and I guess that's why the data center's going in. Just trying to turn it into a low-income area, because 67% of data centers are built in a low-income area, if not a low-income area, a secluded area of farmland or outskirts of woods or whatever. So we were picked, and a lot of shady things went down on that deal. That I can't believe none of these would think that nobody be affected by it, and look what's going on in the country now. Look what's going on in the country now. People are finding out, standing up. There's no research on it, on the effects of all of the data centers. How big is it going to be? And in our neighborhood, over half the neighborhood
had wells. And this is our third drought. They said the rain that we received has not done anything. So how much water is it going to take?
Sir, we're done talking about data centers right now. There's a ban,
So,
and we're in litigation. All right? Do you have anything else to add, sir?
That's what you're going to get.
Do you have anything else to
Thank
add,
you.
sir? Thank you.
for listening. And hopefully you can help us out over in the lakes, start getting things done instead of us having to fix stop signs and everything. And I mean, do you have any plans?
We'll
I got one question. Is there any
I'm just letting you
plans
know,
of
I
road
mentioned earlier, Mr. Dehart, our business administrator, is not here, and I believe there have been some communications with him as it relates to the issues that you brought up today.
Okay.
So
I just want to
when
know
he's
if the
back,
streets are going to get repaved.
when he's back, we're going to touch base with him.
I mean, they're bad.
So I could tell you this, if you call my office, and if there's a stop sign that there's an issue with, we will send the Public Works Department out there. If there is a tree that is on township property, the problem is we can't
the
remove
problem.
it. Let me speak. The problem is we can't remove trees from other people's properties, right? We remove them, then we're in trouble. Secondly, we met with the Friends of Victory Lakes, the people that run the Friends of Victory Lakes, right, the association, and we are helping your community. You even indicated it earlier that the lawn's being mowed. We are helping them because we know they are in trouble down there with certain things with the dam and all that. Okay, so we are helping the community. You're making it sound like we do nothing. As far as the road program goes, this township puts $1.7 million into a road program. The engineers have surveys that they do, and different roads deteriorate faster than others. Some take longer, so there is a compiled list, and we release that list each and every year on what roads are being paved. They are on a list that could change because the list is projected out, Joe, how many years? 5. So it's a 5-year list, but that doesn't mean that, hey, your road is on 5 years from now, but if it deteriorates faster than a road that's going to be paved in 3 years, they may move that road up to get it done quicker because it's deteriorating faster. But again, we release that each and every year, what roads get paved each and every year. And again, it's $1.7 million that we pave municipal roads. Again, there are county roads here, there are state roads that run through our municipality. We are in control of the local roads, and again, we're spending $1.7 million each and every year to pave local roads.
But I see roads that probably could last another 5 or more years and probably just top coat it and last another 10, 15 years if you top coat it, then just let it go to the point where I'm telling you,
And again,
you come to the neighborhood.
I'm not an engineer.
And walk with me, and let me show you. I mean, you got grass and weeds growing out of the streets. I mean, that's how bad it is back there. I'm literally, I mean, I can show you. And the top of 15th Street is the original, part of the original street. That's like super bad. I mean, come out and look for yourself. And then we'll go next town hall meeting. Then we can sit back and say, all right, well, now you can prove me wrong and say, you know what? We came out, we both can go walk the streets and see what's going on.
And again, I'm not an engineer. I don't have an expertise.
But I understand what you're saying about private property. But it is private property, but it's a nonprofit or organization that owns that property.
And again, if you
And
contact my office,
the-
and tell us exactly where it's at, we can come out and send Public Works and take a look at it to try to rectify the problem. I can
'Cause
assure you that.
Right outside the side of my house, I got potholes that were there. That it's just disintegrating. The streets disintegrating, and every winter that the plow trucks come around, you're plowing the asphalt up. And I can show you. I mean, and ask anybody.
Mr. Will,
that you hit
anything else to add?
The manhole covers.
Anything else to add, sir?
Huh?
Anything else to add?
Nah, this is how you guys work, so
Thank you,
See you
sir.
at election time, because you see me.
Have a good night.
That completes the list. Is there anyone else wishing to speak? Okay, may I have a motion to close public portion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? At this time, council is going to hold a closed meeting, which the public will be excluded. Council will reopen to the public before adjournment. We don't need to reopen, do we? If there's any
No
action to
action will
be...
be taken.
No action should be taken. So when we come back, we will likely adjourn.
Just to be clear, closed session, we intentionally waited until public portion to have closed session.
Tell me when you're ready, Jen. Okay. No action from executive session. May I have a motion to adjourn this?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.